Welcome everybody to Xtreme Xfinity Series on Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Joe Wright, and I'm joined tonight by my brother and fellow iRacer Dave Wright. D Wright, how's it going tonight?
It is going, man. Nothing else I'd rather be doing on a Friday night than hanging out with you watching racing.
I sense some sarcasm there, but I'll tell you what, these boys put on a show every week, every Friday night. Xtreme Xfinity Series fueled by Goat Locker in the original Rebels League. Man, I've done a couple of these for Josh, and I'm stoked to do it tonight with you. So let's see what these guys got. They're currently in qualifying right now. Eddie Smith top of the board with a 39.34, but let's see what some other guys have here for him. Garrett Kinder, one of the usual fastest guys on track, as he comes on by. He's currently 12th fastest. See if he can step it up here on the second lap. D-Right, we're at Michigan, one of my favorite tracks. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I like Michigan. Always some good action on the big speedway. It's fast, especially in the Xfinity cars. Should see the draft come into play pretty heavily here on both the straightaways and a lot of slide jobs, obviously. So
Kinder coming to the line here on his second lap. Let's see if he can improve. Pretty wide open here in the Xfinity Series cars on the first couple of laps. And Garrett Kinder go P6. Check in with Charles Stevens. Make sure we got the trading paints up. We do. Check one more thing real quick, D-Right.
and for
And that about, I think, finishes their qualifying there. And it does. Eddie Smith going to be your pole sitter. And we're going to go through the field here. And that's Eddie Smith on the pole there. In the 87 machine, Eddie Smith or Jonah Colbert's going to be outside of him to start the race. Andy Kurtz third, and Cody McIlwain will roll off P4.
Hatrix Drabick in the 07 machine goes off fifth. Garrett Kinder in the 13 machine going off sixth. Michael Koscheck in the fourth row going off seventh in the 04 car. And Daniel Cunningham in the 54 machine going off eighth.
Starting on the inside of row 5 is going to be Ryan Pendleton. Outside of him will be Travis Bieber in the 114 LI machine. Logan Sturgeon 11th, and 12th will be Brandon Wallace.
As we roll back to 11th in the 88 car, Charles Stevens. Alongside him is going to be Jason Lottridge. Rolling off behind them will be Charles Elmore in the 20 machine and Mike Bertosa in the 43 car.
Tia Swank will roll off P17 in the 66. Josh Oswald 18th. 19th will be Charlie Gates Jr. And rounding out your field in the PD machine, Mr. Pucker Moment himself, Matt Knights. If you haven't seen it yet, go to intensitybroadcasting.com. Get yourself the Pucker Moment shirt. Help PD and the rescue team at the Raccoon Service. As Eddie Smith gets us rolling here on the formation lap, they'll go one time around. The pace truck will dip off to the left, and we'll be green flag racing here at Michigan. D-Wright, what do you look for here? Pretty small field, only 20 cars in the field.
Yeah, like I said before, the draft will be a big player here. You look to see them probably stack up on the outside, especially coming out of 3 and 4, going into 1 and 2. They may be all over the place, but coming out of 3 and 4, especially after the first handful of laps, you'll see them migrate up to the outside. The draft will become very, very important. And most of the passes you're going to see are going to be slide jobs, either entering into 1 and 2 and exiting out, completing that pass, or big runs down the front or back stretch.
Yes, this should be a great race here at Michigan. I'm looking for some long green flag runs here, Dave, from these guys. They've shown some speed and the ability to get around in most of the races here on Xtreme Xfinity, so we'll see what they can do tonight. Pace truck dips left, and as Josh would say, they're going to hit that loud pedal, and we're going to go racing as they hit that Geico restart zone. And green flag is out. Eddie Smith leads them down the front stretch. And into turn one. And we see some fanning out already. But Eddie Smith able to lead this thing down into turn three. With Jonah Colbert in tow, Andy Kurtz not far behind. I do have the chat up. If you're watching or hanging out with us, ask us questions. Let us know who you're rooting for. What's up, Kevin Kinder? And yeah, it's going to be a fast night here at Michigan. And some strategy will come into play with the fuel strategy, I think. So we'll see how that plays out as well.
Yeah, most definitely, especially if, like you said, long runs will be in play. You see most of the field fanned out, like we were talking about, Joe, back around base 10th. You see a little bit of double wide, but mostly the rest of the field fanned out. See them running the top side all but the front stretch.
A look back here from Jonah Colbert's bumper. This has Andy Kurtz chasing him down. Kurt's kind of running a middle line. Jonah getting down as far as he can in the middle of the corner. And I think, like you said, Dave, I think they'll migrate up to the higher line here as this run wears on. You see Kurt's already kind of holding that up just a little bit higher than what Jonah is. Jonah's really going to run that right front off. He keeps dipping down there. So we got a 3-car battle for the lead. And then just behind them, we got some double wide racing with Patrick Drabick and Cody McElwain. And Cody able to clear Daniel Cunningham now down below. Or I'm sorry, above the 54. You see those guys on top starting to make some ground, Dave.
Yeah, especially getting lined up. Like I said, momentum is huge here at Michigan, so as much as you can do to stop and not break that, the more beneficial it will be for them. So we'll see a lot of single file racing and then go to make your move when you get a run.
Jonah's still working that bottom side at the point. Not able to get the run off the corner that he wants. He's going to have to keep it high if he wants to keep up with Eddie Smith up there, though.
Daniel Cunningham in the 4 spot up 4 positions from 8th. Joe was running the fastest lap last time around as well. Garrett Kinder not far behind as far as speed. So those two guys flying up through the field.
Yeah, and they were hanging it wide on the high side. And you see here they're keeping it up to almost 3 lanes as they go by right there on the bottom of your screen. Kinder way high. He's 3rd lane up. And it looked like Cunningham maybe a little diamond off. High entry, low off. That's those two there. And now we have a pass for 3rd. Andy Kurtz to the outside of Jonah Colbert, who's been hanging it low the entire run so far. Jonah keeping it high and wide and handsome. Goes right around Colbert. We'll see if Andy Kurtz can do anything with the leader.
Cars into the wall there, coming out of 2 onto the back stretch, but collected it. No harm, no foul.
Eddie Smith still leading this thing. He's actually starting to gap a little bit, up to 0.3 seconds over 2nd place Andy Kurtz. But Garrett Kinder has made a pass for 4th, Dave, and he's the fastest guy on track right now. Or one of. But he's definitely gaining time on these leaders and closing that gap to 3rd.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty much single file throughout the field behind. And as you said, Dave, Michigan, a tough place to really make passes without doing a little bit of the slide job. So a little bit of battle here. The 66 at Tia Swank underneath the 20 machine of Charlie Elmore. He's able to
right
get
about
by.
now, Joe, lap 11, lap 12, into 15. You'll see the cars start to tighten up here, so we might see some cars start to get into the wall. If there is any chance that caution with them fanned out, we'll start to see that rear its head here as contact with the wall will start to be a thing coming out of corner exit.
Looking here at the 04 machine of Michael Koscheck. He's up 1 position since the beginning. And he's kept it pretty high, Dave. Most of the run, I've been watching him 2nd, 3rd lane for the most part. Not really trying to get down too low. That's going to keep that right front nice and cool and not get pushy for him. So that's a good thing for those guys that are keeping it low. Or, I'm sorry, keeping it high. Not eating that right front up. See behind him, Travis Beaver, the 114, up 3 positions as he's starting to close into the frame there.
Yeah, and Bieber, as you're talking about him, he just had the fastest lap last time around too. So, man on the move, saving some tires here as you see him coming in a little bit late.
We don't often talk about this when we're doing broadcasting, but all the drivers in the field, A-class drivers, with the exception of Travis Bieber and Mike Bertosa. And Bieber showing he can hang with the A's. Bertosa down 2 positions since the start, but still in the mix. So, these guys can wheel the cars here. at Original Rebels Racing. And Jonah Colbert making that pass back by Andy Kurtz now. Cleared up. Andy Kurtz struggling a little bit as he starts to fall off. And Jonah maybe save some tires there, Dave. Maybe just getting in a little slower than the rest of them. Riding that bottom to shorten the distance. And now he's way up high. Keeping that thing wound up. We'll see what that closing rate down the backstretch is here. Not fast enough yet. But he definitely gained some ground on the 87. The pressure is on from Andy Kurtz. Kurtz now changes to the lower lane. And Jonah Colbert high now. Meanwhile, Garrett Kinder and Daniel Cunningham behind them, starting to really close the gap to those guys as well, D.
Joe, is this a playoff race for these guys?
No, it's not. I don't believe it is. Might be. It's a good question.
I just know a lot of the early 22 seasons, if it's starting in the beginning of the year, reaching towards that time now, depending on how long it is they run.
I'll tell you right now.
And I swear I see playoff banners on some of these cars unless they're just
Yes,
running.
actually, it is the first race of the round of 12 for these guys, actually. So, yeah, 100 laps from Michigan, March 11th. So, yep, this is the first race of the chase for these guys, round of 12.
And those playoff banners, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like they're signified by a yellow spoiler, I believe. I don't know if there's anything on the front as well. Let me see.
You can go to rear chase and look at them. Colbert's got it. Yep, you can see it at the bottom. The bottom spoiler has it as well from that view. I can actually probably figure out real quick who's in and who's out. So Eddie is your points leader, if I'm looking at this right. Michael Koscheck second, Jonah Colbert third, Daniel Cunningham is fourth, Garrett Kinder fifth, Charles Stevens sixth, Patrick Trabick 7th, Cody McGillen 8th, Andy Kurtz 9th, Charles Feltz 10th, 11th is Travis Bieber, and 12th in the points is Jason Lottridge. At least that's what I think is correct. So far, this race, though, all Eddie Smith, your points leader. Gosh, checking that 04, putting some pressure now on Daniel Cunningham. He starts to close the gap. One of the closer battles on track. And you see he's faster through the middle of the corner. Koscheck liking that outside line. And the diamond off and get a good run down the backstretch here. Little tight off, almost got a wall.
Koscheck almost losing it there, trying to get underneath him.
Yeah, it's easy to do. Now the 114 getting in the mix, Travis Bieber. Bieber to the inside. He's not going to have the run off he's going to need, but Koscheck is. Oh, Bieber going to pull him back with a little side draft there. And Koscheck with the advantage into one. Let's see if Bieber can make that bottom line work here through 1 and 2 and get clear of Koscheck. Koscheck's not going to let that happen. He's going to get a high run. Little wiggle off. Almost able to clear Bieber. He does. Bieber back to the inside.
The draft coming back from Cunningham just too strong. Got to really have a real big run to complete that slide job, as you know, Joe. Either that or push the guy in front of you off into the corner well.
Cunningham actually just moved down. He's going to help Bieber almost here get by. We'll see if Bieber can clear up. Not able to yet. He's clear now into the middle of the corner. He's going to slide up. And great move by Koscheck. Koscheck letting out of the throttle. He's going to try to cross over. Can he get to his door? Not going to happen yet. We'll see what he can do down here in 3 and 4. And Bieber out of it early. Cunningham staying up for now. Little wiggle out of Koscheck. That's going to cost him. He might even get taken by Patrick Drabick from behind now, too. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Bieber's definitely on the move. Seems like he's got a lot more tire wear than some of the guys right around him.
Yeah, Bieber able to kind of drive it down in the middle of the corner. Not able to get much there on Cunningham. We'll see what he can do as he goes along here. I think he had a little wiggle out of 1 and 2. Drabick to the inside now, a Koscheck. Cody McIlwain maybe taking it easy there early, Dave, down 5 positions, but here he comes into the picture from behind here. Maybe getting some of that time back. Is he one of the guys that got into the wall?
I think he may have been one of the ones that got into the wall. He's not the one that came over the mic, but he was around that position.
F4. This is one of the closest battles on track. Jason Lottridge, the other close battle here. Lottridge, one of your playoff contenders, the 12th spot actually. With his work cut out for him, he's going to have to do something here. And here comes Drabick now. Drabick closing the distance to Bieber in that 07 machine.
Bieber trying to make the move again on Cunningham. We'll see if he can complete it here.
He was clear momentarily, but not enough. Cunningham fights back on the outside, and here comes Drabick too, Dave.
Yeah, that's the risk reward right there. He played it safe instead of cutting out mid corner when he was clear. And that's, you're gonna lose a spot now.
He's really good through 3 and 4, though, Dave. He's able to pull back on that low side through 3 and 4. That's where he's good. 1 and 2, he kind of loses a little bit. They shoot down the backstretch, but he's able to get there in 3 and 4.
Yeah, for sure.
As I say that, he throws it into 1 and 2. Drabic 3 wide. Not barely. Almost 3 wide. And Bieber didn't want to see this right here, but
Choo-choo.
Drabic to the middle again. This time Drabic's going to stay middle. Bieber's going to slide in behind him. Drabic with the speed down the front stretch. Drabic back to the position he started the race in. And while we've been doing that, Eddie Smith still been leading this thing by a bit. Jonah Colbert in second, and Andy Kurtz still third. Garrett Kinder just behind them. But these guys here are putting on a show. And now Bieber to the inside. Drabic a little bit too fast for Bieber right now. But as I said, here comes Cody McElwain. Some of those guys, I think, Dave, were doing a little bit of saving.
Yeah, a lot of different strategy playing out, especially mid-pack right now. We got our first guy on pit road, Joe. Last place, Charlie Gates Jr.
From the nose of Travis Bieber from Olay, Pennsylvania, in the 114, as he chases Patrick Drabic. Travis lifting super early. Looks like he's trying to get back to the throttle early, too. And he's going to go to the outside here. Drabic to pit road. McElwain and Ryan Pendleton as well. So all three of those cars to pit road. McElwain and Drabic, both playoff cars.
Yeah, and we'll start to see the cycles fully come in now, Joe, as a lot of them coming over the radio, coming in around this time
Drabic
now.
slid through, so did McElwain, both sliding through their pit stalls, Dave.
This is where races are win and lost, especially on green flag runs, Joe. We're going to see penalties. We're going to be sliding through a bunch of different things.
Leaders onto pit road now, Eddie Smith. Jonah Colbert, Andy Kurtz, Garrett Kinder, Travis Bieber, Daniel Cunningham, and Michael Koscheck all to pit road. So that tells you that they can go about 33 laps. T.S. Swank staying out. He's going for 34. Jason Lottridge as well. So a little bit of gamesmanship here. We saw it last week when we did it, Dave. Oh, another one slides through. The race leader, Eddie Smith, slides through his pit stall. That's going to cost him on track.
Yeah, I was just saying it before, even besides the penalties and the slide-throughs, a lot of even just braking to get down into pit road. There can be a lot of time gained and lost, especially during green flag stops. So
you
very,
can
very
see
important.
that he lost 3 positions on pit road just by sliding a little bit through his box. Kinder able to clear him as well. That's going to cost Eddie Smith. I think T.S. Swank has the strategy here, Dave. I think 34 laps is the thing. You got to get there. We saw it. We saw it when we did it in our league last week.
Yeah, we'll see how it definitely plays out. This race a little bit longer at 100 laps, but we'll see how it plays out.
T.S. gets in well. Jason Lottridge Now your leader, he's going for 35 laps. That'll definitely set him to the good here. And Lottridge needing a really good finish as he looks for pit road, it looks like here, Dave.
Yeah, he just came over the radio. He's definitely heading in now.
That'll surrender the lead to Brandon Wallace, who stays out for 36. He's really stretching it, just trying to get that point, I would imagine.
See, a lot of these guys loose off, too, with the fresh tires, Joe, just getting used to them. Long run on those tires at 33, 32, 34 laps. So let's see how these guys manage to get off of pit road and through the next couple laps where the tires are still cold.
I'm really digging that paint scheme from Brandon Wallace with the double bubble. I don't know if Brandon Wallace went to pit early. Let's see if the stint links can tell us anything. Nope.
No, he hasn't pitted yet. He's just clutching it.
Looks like he might be out of fuel here. Either that or he's really hugging that high line. No, still sounding good. Still keeping decent speed. Jonah Colbert has checked out a little bit from the guys behind him. He's got a second lead over Andy Kurtz and Eddie Smith. That's really a second in between both of those guys. So from Jonah to Andy, a second. From Andy to Eddie is a second. So 2 seconds over Eddie Smith does Jonah Colbert have. But here's Garrett Kinder right behind him. Garrett getting passed by Eddie Smith at some point. We didn't catch it, but...
So Brandon Wallace still out on track, has not pitted yet, burning second or two a lap out in his lead. So definitely doing something to save some gas.
Either that or Dave, they're just splitting it evenly, 33, 33, 34, something like that. And he's just able, or choosing to run a little longer. Definitely not going to make it to 50, but it will make his last pit stop a little bit shorter. I just don't know that there's any advantage to doing it the way he's doing it.
Yeah, his lap speeds are up to 4 seconds off the guy behind him.
Yeah, he lost 11 seconds since Jonah came off pit road. Jonah was 17 seconds behind him, and he's lost 11 seconds down to 6 seconds behind Jonah right now. So Jonah's going to be able to take the lead back without Brandon Wallace hitting pit road.
Yeah, big thing Brandon's probably banking on is caution here somewhere, which will obviously set him up with fresher tires than anybody else, no matter where it is in the race if he sticks at those stints. So
looks like he's headed to pit road now. Oh, Lord have mercy. The 43 gets into the back of him, Dave.
Yeah, and that may spell trouble, Joe, because he missed the pit. I don't know if he's got enough petro to get across.
We're about to find out. Let's go on board with Mr. Wallace. He's pushing drastically. See the leader there, Jonah Colbert, goes by him. Andy Kurtz. Eddie Smith is coming on his outside here. Well, they made it on fuel, but tough break for the 99 machine who was running the strategy. I just don't know if Mike just didn't know he was there or what was going on there. So your new leader, Jonah Colbert, So we've kind of green flag cycled the pit stops. Eddie Smith, the big loser during that stint of green flag stops, just to slide through his pit stall there. Cost him the lead. It gives Andy Kurtz and Jonah Colbert a little bit of time on him. But here comes Eddie Smith. I say it hurt him, but man, he's on a rail right now, Dave.
Yeah, and those two less than a second off of Jonah too. So Jonah's definitely within grasp.
If Eddie's smart here, he just stays behind Kurtz. So Kurt's going to let him go by. I was going to say they could stay behind each other and use each other to catch him, but that'll make it a little easier. And Kinder just sitting there in the capper seat waiting for something to happen. Kinder's been known to do that. Keep touch with the front and be ready to go and up on your wheel at the end. So we'll see what happens with him. Josh, the only way we can make up for you is to have two of us, my friend. Jonah Colbert and Eddie Smith running almost identical laps last time. Bye, Dave.
.43 looking to hit pit road here. I think he was the one that got into the back of Mike, Joe. So,
It was Mike was the one that got in the back of Brandon. But yeah, you're right. That's correct for the 43.
it looks like he might have took too much damage in that and trying to get something fixed. He is a lap down already.
Jonah Colbert opens the gap there down the back stretch. And Jonah's starting to stretch it just a little bit. 1.1 seconds. He was better through 3 and 4. Let's see what he does in 1 and 2. Eddie Smith a little bit better through 1 and 2. But Colbert a lot better in 3 and 4. Colbert will have a better time this time by as well, I believe. Just by a little bit. 0.05 faster, but faster nonetheless. We saw Cody McIlwain slide through his pit as well as Drabick. Those guys fighting for position here with Travis Bieber. That's for, what, 5th, 6th, and 7th? Bieber to the inside for 6th. Not sure what happened to Kurtz, Dave, or if Kinder just got by him, but you see Brandon Wallace there on the bottom. He's the one that got rear-ended and almost ran out of gas. And that's the difference on tires right there. Tia Swank and Josh Oswald up 6 positions since the beginning of the race. They're up to 11th and 12th, respectively.
Both of them having very, very good runs.
Matt Knight's up 4 positions as well. So a lot of these guys making some moves here as these green flag laps run on. Charles Stevens Jr. up 4 as well. He's in that 88 leading this 3-car pack. Haven't talked much about Logan Sturgeon. He's had a tough race, down 4 spots. You see him here chasing Jason Lottridge, who's currently P14. We saw Jason stay out, lead a lap. All right. Eddie Smith starting to cut into that lead. Brandon Wallace around the outside of Eddie. So far, a story of 2 green flag runs. The first one, all Eddie Smith. This one, all Jonah Colbert.
Yeah, Joe, halfway through the race at this point, so we'll start to get into the second cycle of pit stops coming up in the next 10-15 laps. See where those mistakes may be, and we'll see, obviously, potentially, actually, one more pit stop after that. Some guys may push it all the way to the end.
I'm wondering if that's what Brandon was banking on.
Yeah, I mean,
able to stretch
we'll
it.
see, right?
I mean, he only made it to what, 40 or so, right?
Yeah, he did. So theoretically, he should be able to get through on only one more stop. So, although he lost a lot of time, Joe, with that semi-accident and having to go around again.
Right. How many laps down is he now? He's on the lead lap, technically, just past the leader, so a caution would really help him right here.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have to save it all on any of the next runs, so.
Kinder and Kurtz. I'm impressed with the run Drabick and Bieber are having, Dave. They're closing the gap to these guys lap by lap. I say that, but then the last lap by they didn't run so hot, but following each other definitely going to help their lap times.
Yeah, and Eddie's starting to hunt Jonah down, cut that lead, that interval in half over the last 3 laps. So.
Yep, 0.64. Oh, Jonah sliding it. And Eddie's like, that's what I like to see. And you can really see when they get back to the gas, Dave, that thing wants to turn around.
Yeah, and it depends on where you are on the track, obviously, with progressive banking, right? So, especially on corner exit, if it's mid-corner, in 3 and 4, there's always that loose spot.
Yeah, you kind of have to walk it toward the wall coming out of 4, as uncomfortable as that may feel. Oh, a high entry there for Colbert. You can really hear the tires squealing for Eddie Smith as he comes off the corner, steering right. Woo! Loose for Eddie Smith off the corner there. So you can really see
Bieber,
they're loose on exit for sure. Go ahead, Dave.
yeah, for sure. Bieber and Drevick in a pretty tight battle back there for 5th and 6th as well. So we've seen that pretty much all day between him, Drevick, Bieber, and Cunningham, really.
Cunningham kind of taking a backseat to it this time, unlike the first time where he kind of ran the tires off. This time he's just kind of hanging out, let these guys do the work, and then I'm sure late in this run we may see him come back to them as well. And they pit about 34, I believe. So look for them around 70, 69, somewhere in there.
Yeah, they were all 33 or 32. I want to say Dravick was 32. The rest of them were 33, all the way back to Cody McEwen.
Bieber trying something different. Takes the high line there to try to close the distance to Dravick. Back on board with Eddie Smith as he's trying to close the gap. Down to under half a second now to Jonah Colbert. And he cut that in half. Now he's there. Jonah kind of taking away that line here. A little dirty air for Eddie off the corner. Colbert now closing the distance to Brandon Wallace. Brandon kind of falling off with speed here, Dave. I don't know if that's strategy. Trying to stretch the fuel out a little bit.
Bieber and Dravick still battling side by side down the front stretch, too. Bieber trying to get clear of him, but to no avail.
Yeah, lots of side drafts and some really close racing from these guys. Man, a month ago, there would have been netcode and somebody would have been in the wall, but iRacing, thank you. You fixed a little bit of it. I haven't seen any since, actually, Dave, to be honest with you.
It's only been 3 days, but I haven't either.
Bieber to the inside again. Not clear. Dravick back on the outside. Cunningham sticking with Dravick down the front stretch. But we saw Bieber do this earlier, Dave. He's just better on old tires on the bottom. He's going to clear him here. He's clear up, and he'll go and take it. Dravick's going to try to cross it over, not going to have the power to do so. And Colbert opening up that lead a little bit more once again, Dave.
Yeah, he just came over the radio, Joe. I think he's dipping down into pits, I believe is what he said.
Colbert?
I thought that's what he said, maybe not.
Maybe a little gamesmanship. Telling people you're going, freaking them out. staying out. We'll see what happens next time by, but you're right, 65, that would be about the time. It leaves you with 35 to the end, 36 to the end. Nope, they're staying out another lap at least. Grabick to pit road, though. He almost spun it sideways. He might have got caught for speed in D-right. McEwen in behind him as well.
Yeah, this will be the ones that'll be really costly if any mistakes are made. Not much time left in the race to make up for mistakes here. 31 pitting this lap.
His teammate is on his back bumper as well. I'd imagine Eddie Smith coming with him.
Kinder's going to come with him for sure. Let's see if Eddie does as well.
Yep, all three. All four, actually. Kurtz as well. Everybody gets on well. Grabick off pit road. No penalty for him. McEwen behind him. Let's see if Jonah and Eddie get to their pit stalls good this time. Eddie does well. So does Jonah. Kurt's a little bit forward. He had to back up real quick. Not going to cost him too much. Jonah is the first rolling. Kinder with a great pit stop. He'll be right there. Bieber as well. Cunningham. Pendleton on pit road. Oswald. Matt Knights is also on pit road. Matt Knights gets into his stall fine. Cody McEwen must have got speed in D-right. He's back on pit road. That's going to kill his race.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for him.
Knights is rolling. McEwen actually retired, I think. He got out of his car. Logan Sturgeon assumes the lead. Well, only for a short time as Jonah Colbert and Eddie Smith rip by him there. But Logan will have a pair of tires in the pits if this thing goes long here. And man, real close to that outside wall. But the race is now on for the teammates, Jonah Colbert and Eddie Smith. Pretty positive they're teammates. Josh, you could probably tell me.
They're running pretty similar car schemes. So.
Yeah. Lottridge around the bottom there. You saw them go by him. Kinder just outside your picture in that third spot. Patrick Drabick making up some time on pit road, Dave. Andy Kurtz getting past there by Drabick. Bieber going by Wallace there. Eddie Smith to the outside for the lead. Ooh, almost a tank slapper. Side by side, door to door into turns 3 and 4. You know you want to say it.
He's wheeling that thing, man. Ooh.
Jonah in the wall. Well, this is a real rub. Rubbin's racing. Woo-wee. Them boys are racing right now. You know who likes to see this, right, Dave?
Mr. Kinder.
Mr. Kinder. Tank slapper for Jonah down the front stretch. That opens the door for Eddie Smith for a slide job.
Second lap in a row, man.
And that surrenders the lead now to Eddie Smith, the points leader and the race leader. But Jonah's not going to go away quietly, Dave. He just closed that gap. Oh, man. Is he loose?
He's having major issues coming out of 4. Major issues.
He must be really loose. Let's go on board with Jonah.
I think it's just overdriving the car, Joe. You know,
yeah.
It's late in the race, playoffs, first round.
Little block there to Kinder. Kinder to the inside, Dave.
Yeah. I think he may have overdriven the car. He's losing tires here. Kinder might make short work of him.
Kinder to the outside. Maybe not. Kinder going to have a run here off the corner, I think, Dave. Not going to be enough to make anything happen. Eddie Smith still your leader. Wow. There was a closing speed of a lot just now. Through 1 and 2. Watch Kinder through the middle of 1 and 2 here, Dave. That is the Michigan line right there.
Yeah, those guys running 2 totally different lines. Colbert way down on the inside.
So much speed through the middle of the corner for the 9 or the 13. So Colbert just better in 3 and 4 the last couple times. See what Kinder can do here. Not much with it. Colbert changing up his 1 and 2. And you have to do that, D-Rate, when you're seeing somebody making gains in different places. You switch it up, and as you can see, it's helped out Colbert here. Down the front stretch, he has a little bit of a lead over Kinder now, 0.3. And he's actually making distance back to Eddie. So.
Yeah, and that's the first time he got down on the apron there, down on the front stretch, too. So definitely trying out some new lines late in the run.
23 to go. No cautions, flag to flag green so far. Does Colbert or Kinder have anything for Eddie Smith? It's not looking so. Eddie led the first green flag run all the way to the pit road. Then Colbert led the second stint. And Eddie Smith so far dominant here in the third stint of the race. So Colbert to the high side, trying to get a run. Still a lot of race to go. 22 laps remaining here. We're going to see some tire wear out of some of these guys, Dave. And it'll be interesting to see if Eddie starts to fade, or Colbert, or even Kinder. Kinder looking like he's fading a little bit now. Maybe he's just saving. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be real interesting. Eddie's been pretty consistent the whole race outside of that blunder in the pits. So we'll see. My money's probably on him at this point if it stays green. I don't know that Jonah can work to him and get back past him, but we shall see.
As you say that.
He's there.
Jonah to the high side in 1 and 2. He made it work earlier. He really closed the gap here. You might see that again here, Dave. Oh, yeah. Not much.
No, he was a little loose on corner exit, but loved his line there.
He's been able to really stick it down here in 3 and 4, though.
See him loose on exit again there, Joe.
Yep, Colbert was sideways off.
Yeah, not going to be able to maintain that run to get back to him.
See if he can here. Little scraper.
Yeah, Eddie tapping the wall there on corner entry. We'll see if Colbert can get to him here.
They both did. They did it together, I think. That's the line right there for Colbert if he can hang on to it off the corner here. Oh, Eddie Smith into the wall. Wild view there from the front bumper of the 31 as he shoved Eddie down into the corner there.
Eddie took it well, though. Was able to handle it and get a little bit of gap out of it.
$15 to go, and as I said before, watch for that guy behind him. He's sneaky. He's a closer. These two, the class of the field all season long, though. So we'll see what it comes down to here. Hopefully they don't make a mistake. A couple of little mistakes already by these guys up here, slapping the wall, tail sleep, tank slapping, and but it hasn't hurt them yet. As we look back through the field, most of the field pretty separated. This is the closest of two cars here. That's Charles Stevens and Michael Koscheck. Colbert closes now again for position. Kind of like that change in the line from Eddie, staying a little higher through the middle of the corner, Dave. Helping him get a run off of the corner there off of 2.
Yeah, the only thing with that that's giving Colbert a little bit of air, too. You see he's sucked up to him, getting a full run off that backstretch, so.
Jonah's been better than him in 3 and 4 the entire race. Just a difference in line, I think. Kind of talked about it when Eddie was chasing him earlier.
Big check up there. I mean, he had to get out of it. He didn't not get into him. Eddie may be losing it.
He's got a mirror full of the Colbert, man. I'll tell you that. Colbert a little high through 3 and 4 that time. Missed his mark. That's going to cost him on exit here, Dave. Normally Colbert's there on the bumper off of 3 and 4. I think it's safe to say Eddie Smith locked in the most laps led. Colbert not able to get to his line again through 3 and 4. Shot high that time, lost a lot of ground to Eddie Smith.
Yeah, he got in the wall again there, Joe. Kinder's going to pull right up to him here.
Yeah, Kinder not going away. That was for sure. I told you that early in the race. He don't go away very easily. Let's see if he can do anything with these boys with 10 laps to go. Coming in 9 here at the stripe. Kinder to the bottom. And Jonah definitely falling into Kinder's grasp now. Kinder better through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Andy Kurtz the fastest car on the track last 3 laps consecutively, so blazing right now in 4th spot.
Second and a half back.
Yeah.
And closing fast, too. Like, really fast. Where did this guy come from?
Six to go as we cross the stripe here. I don't know that anybody will have anything for Eddie, but there is definitely a race behind him for at least the podium spots.
Under a second now from Kinder to Kurtz. Kurtz found something here, D-Right. Might be a little too late, though. Three-quarters of a second now.
Five to go.
Second, third, and fourth separated by about a half a second each. Kurt's still coming, but 4 to go for Eddie Smith. Eddie Smith has checked out a little bit on these guys by about 0.8 of a second. Biggest mover of the race? Matt Knights up to P13, D-Right.
Yeah, him and Josh Oswald.
Yep, Oswald too. Yep, 11th.
Yeah, very, very good runs for both of them.
Three to go. Kurt's only 0.3 seconds now behind Kinder, Dave. He's going to be a factor here before this is over with.
Yeah, that's definitely going to come into play on the last lap for that third spot, I think.
Who knows? We might even have ourselves a green-white checker with as aggressive as he's driving that thing. Here he comes. This time across the stripe, it'll be 2 to go. Kinder versus Kurtz. And hey, Colbert, Kinder, and Kurtz, all three of them. Could be any of them, second and third.
Yeah, I mean, the draft from Kinder and Kurtz is going to pull them right to Colbert anyway. They stay together here.
Kurtz to the inside. Nope. Tucks up behind Kinder. And Kurtz is there, Dave. He's going to make a move here down the front stretch. Way down onto the apron. And he almost cleared him down the front stretch. He's going to definitely be able to do this in 1 and 2. On the final lap, Kinder.
If you can stick it.
Kinder not able to stick it. Kurtz going to slide up in front of him. Can Kurtz get to second? Not going to happen, I don't think. Colbert really good through. Oh, crossover for Kinder. Kinder to the inside. Kurtz hangs on to it around the rim. He'll keep it, but Eddie Smith is the man of the night. Most laps led, start to finish. It's Eddie Smith, Jonah Colbert, and third, Andy Kurtz.
Yeah, hell of a run by Eddie. Great race. Him and his teammate both pretty dominant there. And just really an awesome run by Andy Kurtz to close it and get in on the podium. Get up to the booth and talk to us. Garrett Kinder, awesome race as well.
Grabick showing a little bit of respect. Eddie Smith will burn it down, and then in original Rebel style, they'll plow into him here in a second. There they go. All right. And when they get to the waiting room, we will interview them. Your official finishing order there on the left. Andy Kurtz, you got Joe Wright and Dave Wright in the booth. You got us?
Guys, yep, gotcha. What's up?
Man, what a run! Did you save some tires there at the end, hoping to maybe do something toward the end of that race?
Nah, I was doing the opposite. I think I finally figured out how to run the track and got myself a little bit behind on that last pit stop. Just slid through my box just a little bit, lost a second or two, and I think I figured out how much I could push the car and just kept doing it that run and caught up to him there at the end. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Awesome green flag laps. Great job by everyone.
Yeah, for sure, Andy. Great run. We didn't mention you too much through the broadcast up until the end. You were like a rocket ship coming up there. As you said, you kind of figured out the track, figured out the car, and how to wheel it there. Did you think coming to the last 1-2 laps, you maybe potentially get second and be able to get up there to Colbert?
I mean, maybe I think it would have been fun trying to. I don't know that I would have been able to pass him. It was one thing for me to be out there in clean air driving by myself and kind of reel him in after I figured it out versus actually trying to pass him. So it's tough to pass, but now I'm happy with third. I think that's nothing to be upset with.
Absolutely. You started third, Andy. You finished third. Anybody you got watching or you want to shout out to?
Yeah, no, I mean, just want to thank everyone who tunes in here, and everyone for putting this on, and of course our awesome series sponsor, Goat Locker Racing, for sponsoring the series, and an awesome start to the playoffs here.
Yeah, congratulations, and we'll see you again next Friday when you go back to work.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yep.
See you then.
Jonah, you got Joe and Dave right in the booth here from Intensity Broadcasting. Man, you put on a show tonight, led some laps, chased your teammate for a while, tried to get by him. Might have ran your right front off there at the end, huh?
Yeah, I burned that right front up. Didn't have much left of it. Just trying to figure out any way I could around him, but I just burned it up. He's too fast for me tonight. So it's a good win for him, though. I think him not having that playoff banner on his car made him about 5 horsepower faster, though. So something we might have to address next week.
Definitely seemed like he had a little extra horsepower for sure. He was pretty consistent all night, Jonah. But you were raced pretty excellent yourself. He made a mistake on that first pit stop, gave you the lead, but then corner exit off of 3 and 4 for like 3 or 4 laps in a row kind of got you into the wall, and he was able to get by you. But after that, changed the lineup a little bit, and you were cruising through 3 and 4, and probably had one of the best lines of the guys up there. So, did you think you once you cut it back to about a half a second, you're going to get back to him and have a chance to win it?
No, he was able to run 1 and 2 a lot better on the kind of lower than I was. Not that was to me. I think that was the difference because I felt like I was pretty decent in 3 and 4. At times, I was faster, at least on equal tires. But when 1 and 2, I just couldn't figure it out. I tried running it low, and I would just get sideways off the corner and tear my stuff up. So yeah, he had the fastest car tonight. That's for sure.
Yep, great effort tonight, and a teammate won too, so that works for you. And Jonah, you got anybody you want to shout out to?
Just shout out to JC Motorsports, Eddie Smith, Daniel Cunningham, all those guys. Garrett Kinder, he was running with us tonight and hanging out and just chatting it up. So good for them. Give a shout out to Goat Locker Racing for sponsoring this series. They've helped put everything together for us, and they're a great partner to have through all this. And shout out to 10 City Broadcasting for putting this thing together and streaming it for us. So thank you guys.
Absolutely, Jonah, and we'll check you again next week as you guys move into the second race of the round of 12.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yep. Eddie Smith, you got Joe and Dave in the booth. You got us?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Man, a dominant performance all night long from the pole. You let it. A little mistake on pit road cost you a couple spots there for a while. Any worries in your mind before you got back up to the front?
Yeah, a little bit. I was worried about that clean air being an issue, but I was able to get back up there. Kind of wish I didn't miss my pit stall like that, but it definitely happened and was able to recover from it, so that was good.
Eddie, what happened on the pit stall miss? Did you forget where it was? You're on pole, man. It's the last one. It's the last one in there, bud.
Yeah, I got in the brakes and it just kind of slid sideways to the left, and trying to save it from hitting the wall, it just slid on through. So, yeah, just made a pretty big mistake there. Luckily, it just didn't cost me everything.
Yeah,
No,
so
it didn't at all.
you weren't the only one. You can go back and watch the broadcast. A couple guys sliding through their pits. Must be a brake bias thing. Just not being able to get on the binders the way you have to get in there. Awesome job tonight. Your first in points coming in. You lock yourself probably into the next round without a doubt. With that win there, what does the round of 8 look like for you, think?
Well, it's easy peasy from here on out. I don't have to really worry. I can let I don't have to race as hard. Kind of take it easy, and you have a lot of pressure taken off your back whenever you get that win on the first round, the first race of the round. So glad to get that out of the way. So the next race I can just go out there and have fun and really don't have to worry too much. So.
Absolutely. Anybody you got watching? Sponsors, friends, family? I know your teammates were right behind you, so.
Yeah, just thank JC Motorsports. Thanks Garrett and Jonah and Daniel for hanging out and chat, man. Just having good old time laughing. And thank y'all for broadcasting, and thanks for everybody showing up and racing tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. We'll see you again next week, Friday night, where you go back to work again here on the Xtreme Xfinity Series presented by Goat Locker Racing. And, man, good luck the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Yep. All right, D-Right. Flag to flag, green flag run. Some good racing at the front, some good racing mid-pack early on. Man, what did that race not have? It didn't have cautions, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no cautions. A lot of attempted slide jobs. Some of them completed. Seen some mistakes on pit road, whether it was sliding through or, in one case, a penalty and a rage quit. So playoffs, good start to the playoffs for these guys. Eddie, pretty dominant fashion up front tonight for him, and sets him into the round of 8 and on his way to a potential championship. So we'll see how that plays out in the weeks to come.
For sure. Well, that concludes our broadcast here from Michigan International Speedway. I think it's MIS. That's right? Yeah, MI Speedway. Yep. Extreme Xfinity Series, fueled by Goat Locker. Awesome race again. And as Atliat Man Weiss would